Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NeverOpenPod, the podcast open to everyone, especially Gato, because I think he's been reading my fantasy dream book. My name is Luke. I am your host of the NeverOpenPod, and with me, as always, is that's back to front. Was that upside down? Nope, that's the right way around. It's Mr. Andy. Say hello, Mr. Guy.
Yeah, always go back to front, never front to back. But hey, Luke, it's it's Mr. Guy, and I'm here to talk about New Japan with you on the Never Open podcast. And we're talking about King of Pro Wrestling 2024, who is Great O'Khan, but also a show.
Yeah, I like that it's called the King of Pro Wrestling, and it's like calling a show the Never Open Night. And then, like, the Never Open title's not even defended. But, oh, that's a small nitpick. That's stupid, I know. But, yes, we're going to talk about the King of Pro Wrestling 2024. But first, as always, people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. We are on the Tweety. I am at Grumpy2EB. Mr. Guy is at Drucifer Tweets. Collectively, we are at NeverOpenPod. If you want to send us a written or voice email, you can do that too. NeverOpenPod@gmail.com. Also, if you have any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where we have merch that'll make you look never as fuck. Also, if you want to see me do all of this intro and the rest of the show as well, you keep going after this. We'd prefer it. I mean, I think after this, you got to watch a few minutes more for it to count as like a view. So, like, give us another 10, 15. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on the YouTube. Search us out. It's the Never Open Podcast. So, there you go. You can find us pretty easily with the thing. Doing the thing.
People can do that. It's true. Well, Luke, one show we're going to cover today is at the Ryogoku Sumo Hall. And there are quite a few Google reviews of this place on, the old internet. And I sifted through a few of them, and I sent you one earlier today. Could you read that for us now?
I would be happy to do that. I don't remember, yes. All right. On September 23rd, there was a customer who was watching a sumo match and was cheering loudly. So I would like him to quit. If he doesn't respect etiquette, I would like him to just leave. 1 star.
Guy's serious about sumo. Why do you think it's the venue's fault, though? Because they didn't kick him out?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I'm glad. Take the pictures,
I'm glad they kicked out the horny people in the first match that we're going to talk about tonight. Because I don't think I could have handled like 4 hours of.
The Vuvuzela. I was picturing people fucking in the front row, and I was like, I don't remember seeing that. You said the horny people. Anyway, yeah.
That's me when Doki's on.
It turns out that I also found a review of Ryogoku Sumo Hall, and it reads as follows. Difficult to enter. Difficult to understand. Too wide? 1 star. Too wide.
All right, here's my theory. I mean, I don't know if you look at the names of the people who do these reviews, and you probably just see the reviews and copy paste them. But my theory is this is the same guy who was at that other venue that said it was too fucking narrow.
I think so.
So I reckon there's a third review out there that says it's going to be a 3-star review or something like, but it'll say like, hey, this is pretty easy to get to. It's not too narrow. It's not too right. It's fucking just right.
Just right. Yeah. Wow. Yes, that is that guy is
wide.
A weirdo.
Isn't it a fucking sumo venue?
What is too wide?
The fucking sumo dudes need space, don't they?
Yes. They have to walk sideways through doorways, and this guy is saying it's too wide over here.
No, he wants them to fucking crab walk to the fucking sumo. What is it? Circle?
Yes, that's the thing. It's a ring, right? It's got to be a ring. It's literally a ring, you know? Could
Yeah.
be. Anyway, that place. But Luke, we also have a wrestling show to talk about. What did you think of King of Pro Wrestling 2024?
I love this show. I really do. Not everything. So I'm not gonna suck all of its penis. Just a lot of it.
Just the
Can't
tip.
get down to the balls. Just most. Which is in stark contrast to how I feel about this first match.
What the hell was this?
All right, this is Hiromu versus Mystico. And Mystico comes out, and oh, look, he gets a plaque. That's really cool. All right. Cool.
A plaque?
And Hiromu comes out, and fucking Chris and... By the way, I'm just going to put them over right at the start. Chris and Walker Texas Stewart. Really good in commentary tonight. Neither of them annoyed me. And I was prepared for a bit of over-the-top Chris, I guess, in case...
Well,
Zack
I got
won,
beef with him later, so we'll talk about it.
But, you know, I thought... I like commentary tonight. Maybe I was just vibing on the show.
Well, I didn't. I watched commentary for a second, and I was like, "What?" And yeah. So we'll talk about it later. It will definitely come up. There's no doubt about it.
Maybe I was just too focused on the wrestling to kind of let everything that's being said permeate through my brain. But they do point out that Hiromu has an LIJ rice cooker, and point out that yes, you can buy that.
Oh my god. I was wondering what that was about. You can buy the LIJ rice cooker. Does it taste better knowing it says LIJ on it, or is it
takes
just
a long time to cook? You know why? Because it's a tranquilo.
The rice is never done. Every time you check on it, it's just like a little picture of Naito appears. And it's like, whoa. It's been 3 hours. Why my rice? It is really cool looking though. So
it is really cool. And what's in the rice cooker? It's a Mystico mask. Oh,
also available for purchase over at the merch stands. So.
Oh yeah, that's also available to buy. So, we're getting a bit of troll Hiromu here. Oh, this is interesting. Mm-hmm. Shake hands, respect.
Oh.
What? All right. Okay. Well, it's also weird for me to see LIJ do that, because LIJ don't really do that. So maybe that's part of it as well. Am I wrong there?
No, they don't usually do that. It takes a long time. I mean, we'll talk about the main event. Did Naito do that after the main event? I don't think he did. So, just saying. It takes a lot.
I think Zack Sabre Jr. was like, respect Naito, and I think Naito was just like, go fuck yourself. I lost the title, bitch.
He's like, rice isn't ready yet.
Yeah. Tranquilo. We'll be back for that. And yeah, some assholes have horns. That's fine. I think it's probably a couple of people that came with Mystico, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Could be
because I don't think Japanese fans don't usually bring that.
Maybe they knew he was going to be there, and they brought it to be fun. And security, who is very willful at this venue, it's too wide, but it's narrow enough security wise. And
that's right.
they took those things as soon as this match was over.
I also feel like most Japanese fans wouldn't bring them to this arena specifically because they respect the etiquette too much.
That's right.
And they would feel just like these people felt, because the horns are gone after this match. So I felt like they respected the etiquette and just left.
Maybe that's what it was. They just left. They did know that the aisles were wide enough to bring the Vuvuzela in, though. So it was going to fit.
I guess everyone's getting a gist of what we thought of Hiromu versus Mystico. Look, Hiromu starts this match in a way I don't expect. In a very junior fuck your leg kind of way. He's going to put over this arm figure 4 move that he's got. This is what this is about. He's joined the fuck your leg club for sure. Is this a way for him to have a bit more of an arsenal and not do too much of the more high fly, you're going to kill yourself stuff? Like,
maybe.
If so I'm not against it. But but not totally. But it's not exactly the way I imagined a luchador kind of feeling, kind of vibing match to start off with. By the way, this match is basically really one-sided, and I feel bad for Mystico, who flew out here just to get absolutely squashed like a bug. It's not even the biggest squash of the night, by the way. There's a good rebound German by Hiromu. Pretty cool looking Spanish fly off the top by Mystico for 2. That's one of the few moves he does actually do in this match. Hiromu just punishes Mystico pretty much the whole time and makes him submit with his arm figure 4. He doesn't do it to the arms. No, he just uses his arms to do it on the guy's legs. Correct. There you go. Mystico, after tapping out like a little bitch and being like squashed like a little wuss, decides, hey, I know it would be a good idea rather than maybe, I don't know, go home, train, do a Rocky montage and come back. No, straight up. I was like, we should do a mask versus hair match. I'm like, bitch, if this match is any indication, you're going to lose. You're going to fucking lose in less than 10 minutes.
Well, apparently they're 1-1. So this was the yeah. So
was the other one this one-sided as well? I
don't know. It was in Mexico, so probably.
I can't imagine a Hiromu match being like that.
Oh man,
was this a weird start for you?
I didn't like this very much, and there's like these parts in the match where if someone gave a shit, meaning Mystico, if Mystico gave a shit, then like they'd be really cool parts of the match. Like when Hiromu has him in that hold and he's trying to do a rope break, and Mystico's version of selling is just laying there limply and not moving at all. There were times in the match where he was clearly supposed to get up, and Hiromu's like, okay, and then has to walk over and do whatever Mystico wants. That happened a lot in this match. There was a lot of shit like that, and I was like, what is happening? So it was not good. It was real bad, and it was kind of surprising that, because the way we watched the show was I got up and watched like the two the shows that happen or the matches that happen after the main event. I watched those. So there was 2 of them. and I, and you were all hyped up, because you're like, this is the greatest show I've ever seen. Well, I went back and watched these this morning, and this afternoon, I'm watching this, and I'm going, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you probably got that phrase, bitch, are you for real?
I did learn, too, as well. It did not show up on New Japan World. But before this match happened, Yo came out into the ring and said that he's back better than ever, and he'll be back soon. So Yo was there tonight, which was interesting because of what happens later. But so next, look, we have a championship match, one of many championship matches on this night. It's a junior heavyweight tag match. It's Kevin Knight and Kushida, the Intergalactic Jet Setters, versus Clark Connors and Dan Baloney, the fucking War Dog Juniors who rule. They attack and they get booed immediately. And like Kevin and Clark run the ropes, and it is tremendous. And I'm thinking to myself, is Kevin Knight the only American in New Japan?
Isn't Clark Connors American?
Yeah, Clark Connors. There's 2 in this match. I was watching this match thinking that. I don't know why, but I just like Texas isn't really part of America. It's another country. But and I'm thinking to myself, Kevin Knight, is he my favorite American wrestler in New Japan? He is. He's my favorite. So he's fantastic. And I was really happy to see him. But anyway, Kevin, they run the ropes. The Jet Setters give Clark a case of ring postitis, all right? And Dan has to save him. So then Kevin takes a tremendous bump into the chairs. We don't get to see what sent him into the chairs, but I'm assuming it was Connors or Maloney. And he goes flying into the first row, and it was just like a great bump that probably didn't hurt at all, but looked awesome. Yeah. Connor set Kushida in a chair, tries a spear, but boom, flatliner into the chair, like drop toe hold style, and that was great. Then a running drop kick, like off the apron. Kevin Knight's running on the floor, jumps onto the apron, springboards off of that, and then hits a big drop kick on Clark Connors. That was awesome. So you like that? That was cool. Jet Setters tried a tandem move here, but Dan catches Kevin, German suplexes him, and they both get a total elimination on Kushida. All right. So we get all kinds of like near tag-ins for the good guys as the War Dogs get heat on Kushida. Then he lands some kicks on Dan and tries to charge at him, but Connors appears out of nowhere for the power slam, and that was dope. Kushida makes the War Dogs drop down like in front of each other. It's a little awkward. It's not like super fast, but it's pretty cool. He's like making them drop down in front of each other and have to, leapfrog each other and shit. It was fun,
It was a fucking great spot.
So he tags in Kevin, and Kevin does Hanma's move. Hanma's like double DDT thing. He did that. Made me mad. I was
Still for the best, baby.
But let Hanma have his thing. You know what I mean? It's like CM Punk does it too. He probably stole it from Hanma. But anyway, Connors bumps to the floor like a maniac, and the crowd is in shock because of this awesome bump he did, where he's like trying to get over the ropes, and Kevin like gets him with a forearm, and he just tumbles to the floor, and the crowd's like, oh! They're like, I hate Clark Connors. I hope he's okay.
That's right. Yeah.
So awesome.
We hate you. Respect.
Oh, man. This is a really fun match, right? And it's a good preview for the upcoming tournament that we're going to see here. Because here we go. The crowd's in shock after that. Kushida follows him out to the floor and holds the War Dogs as Kevin hits a Kenny Omega crossbody over the guardrails to the floor. And that was amazing. He loves seeing that. But then...
Second match on the show. Second match on the card. And replay. Boom. Yeah. That was...
Oh, yeah. That was cool. Yeah. Then he botches a crossbody, but just like gets up and does it real quick from the mat. He's trying to come off the top rope, slips, but instead of falling, he just jumps down and then does it. And I was like,
I actually really liked that because look, sometimes you get a measure of how good a wrestler is when they fuck it up. And then rather than just so, I'm going to do that again, brother, and get back up there and do it again, he's like, all right, I fucked up, fam. All right, I didn't get the full foot. I didn't get all of it. Boom. And then they just moved the fuck on. It was great. Loved it.
I like that. So, oh, man. Anyway, okay, so then he hits a, assisted shotgun drop kick where, they tried to do this earlier in the match, and that's what started, Bullet Club beating the shit out of him and taking advantage because Kushida gets, I don't remember who it was, but he had him up on the electric chair position, and Kevin Knight's, I'm going to hit a shotgun drop kick on him from the standing position. It's like, what? And he did that. So that was great. Kevin and Dan, they fight on the apron, and Dan tries to drill a killer to the floor, but luckily that doesn't happen. So Kushida, he accidentally nails Kevin with his flip over kick, then gets pounced, spear on the apron from Dan, and Kevin takes a very ouchy looking bump where he hits his back, lower back, right on the corner.
Yeah.
That
was gnarly.
Oh, no. So then the War Dogs hit a power bomb cutter, which is hard to do, man. I've seen that so many times. I watched wrestling in Dayton. There were cutters in every match constantly, and they always fucked them up, when they tried to do a power bomb cutter. But they did it here, and it was perfect.
I hit the 10-second button. Rewind, because I wanted to see that again. That was freaking gnarly. That was amazing.
Yeah, like I said, that's one of those things where it rarely looks good, and when they did it, it was timed perfectly, and it looked awesome.
Dude.
So then we get Dodo elimination on Kushida, but he kicks out. War Dogs are happy about it though, because now they get to get more violent. They're like, "Oh, you kicked out? Awesome!
You want more?"
That's so funny, man. But while this is happening, they're kind of beating up on Kushida. Kevin sneaks up. He gets a blind tag, all right? And they try that leapfrog move in the corner where Kevin Knight's going to hit leapfrog over Kushida and do something, but it doesn't look, I don't know. Something didn't go right, but it doesn't matter. That takes out Connors, all right? But then backslide with Kevin sliding on top as he pins Dan Maloney. So Kushida hits a backslide, which flips over Dan Maloney in the pinning position. And then Kevin flips over him and lands on top of him jackknife style. And Jet Setters win. They're new champions. One problem with this, Luke. Gold or bodies. War Dog Juniors have neither.
No. Now, you watch that first match and you're like, I don't respect Luke anymore. What a piece of fucking shit. I have to do a podcast with this fucking clown. What's going on?
No, I don't respect Mystico. That's what
Then this match happens, and I'm like, why couldn't it have started right here? Because now I'm like, I'm fucking pumped now. I've seen this. I also really like that finish. It was really sneaky and clever. These guys are just killing the Jet Setters. Jet Setters are getting amazing offense in when they can't, but they're just getting destroyed. And they had to play it play it smart in the end in order to get the win. And I just
that's like Kushida's contribution to the tag team, right? Like he's not athletic like he used to be. He lets Kevin do all that shit and he sets him up for it, right? But like his sneakiness or whatever, his smarts is what his contribution is. So
that's right.
That's pretty
That
cool.
Tanahashi-esqueness of like, just gonna roll this motherfucker up. It's all good.
In fact, we're gonna do it in a way that's so fantastic and weird that you've never seen before.
And it was clever. Cool. I wasn't ready for Connors and Driller to lose the top tag titles yet. I've loved their run, but if you're gonna get the titles off them, do it in a really fun, clever kind of way. That shows, that highlights like what you said about both guys in the Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida. I thought this was fucking awesome. Lots of really cool spots. Did I giggle when Kevin Knight does the awesome Omega like dive and then like a minute later botches? Yeah, it did. But then I was like, all right, how's he gonna react from this? I'm like, boom, and then the match just kept going and wasn't really that much else to. Who cares? When 95% of the match is just freaking fast paced and action packed and awesome. One little slip up, who cares? I kind of respected him more seeing how he handled it anyway. So
well, plus I get mad when somebody fucks up when they're going for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't like it when somebody fucks up because they're like hesitant. That's what I don't like. You know what I mean? It's like it's like when you're going.
That's how you knee someone in the chest and fall over.
Right. I mean, to be fair, it could be said that Tongaloa was going for it. You know,
oh my god,
those are. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really like that match a lot. It was fun. I didn't know we were getting another tag team match right after it, but we are.
Yeah, we are. And look, a part of my brain was like, oh no, you poor gentleman, you gotta follow this. And by the end of it, I'm like, I think they followed that fast-paced junior match just fine. I like this match. It is Bad Luck Fale and Caveman Ugg versus Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste, with Hartley Jackson accompanying them. All right, is Hartley a thing now? He's flying the colors. He's celebrating with the boys.
He's a founding member. He's like just showing up in New Japan. He can keep doing that for all I can say, because I like him.
Yeah, I like him too. So cool. Hey, you need a Never Open Weight guy in your faction. Just saying. All right, cool. So so my first note here for some reason was, look, I love Caveman Ugg, so I'm not complaining. But my first note here was like, in all of the Aussie shows that I went to, also advertising for, Fale was doing tag matches with this guy with like a ginger beard.
Jack Bonza, his name. Yeah.
Jack Bonza. I'm like, is he injured or something? You'd think like, all right, so we get Caveman Ugg instead.
Might be other troubles. So,
by the way, we get Caveman Ugg instead, and I don't think Ryogoku Sumo Hall is quite ready for fucking Caveman Ugg. And I think I see a wrestler like this. By the way, I see a wrestler like that, and I'm thinking like, put some fucking shoes on. But I'm going to give him a pass the same way I do Speedball Mike Bailey. So they're the two dudes like this match. So yeah, Ugg just whoops ass like fucking early, just taking care of Shane Haste, just beating the shit out of him. And then what else does he do next? Fuck Chekhov. I'm not setting this table up to do it later. No, Mikey Nichols is going through it now.
Yeah, that's great.
Which effectively makes this a handicap match. So, how do you... all four men, smart. How do you follow a match like this? Let's do something different. We're all big dudes. Let's do some big dude shit. And they do some really fun big dude shit. By the way, the crowd's like, holy shit, when Ugg just puts Mikey through the table. Because everyone knows by now that Mikey's pretty never dude. He's a tough motherfucker, right? And then the crowd even just, even more when he just stands there, Caveman Ugg, and with one leg does like a shotgun kick to the gut on Shane Haste, who just goes flying. The crowd's just going like, whoa!
That's cool.
So I love this match for that. Like, the Aussie boys are fucking bumping and putting each other over, and they're making the newer Aussie guy who's here and just giving him his moment, like helping him, I don't know, and he's obviously knocking it out of the park as well. So I'm just so happy just to watch this and see the crowd reaction to Caveman Ugg. I'm like, yes, this is fucking awesome. Dude, Haste, he hits like a drop kick though. He catching like Caveman Ugg in midair. Then he kicks Ugg in the face. He tags in Mikey. And he hits a spike DDT. It's really fun stuff. There's a sliding lariat for 2 as well. They take Farley out and just Haste and Mikey, they recover and they get their receipt. It feels like the ending is a bit of receipt on getting their asses just kicked. They both like got their asses handed to pretty much by Caveman Ugg, right?
They had to play the small guys in this match, right? So they were bumping around, getting thrown all over the place,
it was so cool. And then at the end of it, they do their, I can't remember what it's called. They both have him up high and fucking, oh man, that land. Ooh, it was awesome. 1, 2, 3. Mikey pins Caveman Ugg. It doesn't matter. Caveman Ugg is going to be someone the Japanese crowd's probably going to be excited to see. At least I hope so after this match. And it was really cool to see Farley again. I always say it.
Yeah.
He always adds something to the big guy matches. I always like him. And if you're ever going to take a suplexy kind of move from any wrestlers, hey, it's 2 big guys like Mikey and Haste. All right. So you don't see Farley get suplexed that often. So I'm like, all right, cool. Everyone's bumping the fuck around tonight. I'm loving it. So what do you think of this match? We'll talk about what happens after.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. You know, it was fun to see Shane Haste go flying every time Caveman Ugg just looked at him. He's like, boom. You know, that was great. Also, I like Caveman Ugg walks in, pretends like he doesn't notice the people sitting right next to him, and he goes, ah! You know, turns and fucking yells at him. And some of the Japanese fans like sold it, and some of them just were like stone cold, man, which I thought that was really funny.
We don't know you, and we're not reacting. I think he won him over. I think he might have melted some of those people's hearts just seeing him just drop shotgun.
Well, I mean, he's not one of Naito's friends. That's all they know. So, you know. But I thought that was a lot of fun. What happened after the match? Because that was pretty fun too.
Yeah, after the match, we get the Great Khan and Hanare. We're getting more setups for World Tag League. And they're coming out saying to the champs, oi, we want it. We want some. We're a tag team now, and we're going to fucking beat your asses. Right. So, is there... So, unless they've got a match coming up at... I mean, Great Khan doesn't have a match at Royal Quest, does he?
No, it could be
Great Khan's pretty over in England.
There's also Power Struggle. You know, there's also that.
So. Oh, is that before World Tag League as well?
I don't know.
I don't know. But so if there's time, I guess I'm very happy to see Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste versus Hanare and Great Khan, especially low key because I want to see Hanare and Mikey Nichols in the ring again.
Yeah.
Remember the G1 match?
Yeah, they almost killed
each other up. I reckon people must have been like, I'm not sure I care about this match. And by the end of it, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, take it easy. That was fun. So
never.
I really like Great Khan's green shirt that he was wearing. He had this green shirt that had his logo on it. Man, it was cool. And I rarely look at wrestling merch ever and go, oh, I want that. Let's look at that. I was like, would that be like $60, $70? I mean, I can't. I can't do that. But anyway, and next week we have
there's a World Tag League announcement here, but that's probably the only thing I didn't really make note of because I'm like, oh, okay.
They announced Long Island, like Dub Stars TV. What is it called? The stupid Long Island show, Battle in the Valley. They announced that as well. Can't wait to watch that.
Valley battles.
All right. Well, next we have the Never Open Weight title match, which I was like, oh yeah, this is happening. And listen,
main event's on early.
Not for me tonight. You know, I like this match a lot. Well, maybe not so much. Let's talk about it. So it's the Grip Ryo Iiwa, I like that's his nickname, the Crypt. That's great, man. Versus the Dragon, Shingo Takagi. So,
Do you reckon he
Fujita-
leaves fingerprint marks in his penis when he jerks off?
I mean, I don't know. Wasn't I don't know. That's Kung Fu Grip, I think, right? So anyway, GI Joe Kung Fu Grip. That's what they used to say on the dolls.
I can like through you there. It's like, what
so-
the fuck did you just say?
All right, so Fujita is out with Rihoi Iiwa to show support, and Rihoi Iiwa reveals his game plan immediately, and that his game plan does not work. That's one of the reasons I don't really like this match. It doesn't work at all. Like, he fails miserably. And here's what it is. He's like, I'm gonna fuck your arm up, so you can't hit me with lariats, and it just doesn't work. So it's like he wanted to take out the bomber, pumping or otherwise, and he didn't take out either. So Yukon DDT and Shingo lariats the kid to the floor, and he's like, Shingo has to teach this kid a lesson. So he does that using the guardrails and the ring apron. Shingo has he hits some of his moves, and then Rihoi Iiwa comes back with some lariats. He does do top rope body sausage, which I thought was funny. That was cool. And then he gets the sleeper. He also wants to put the sleeper on, but that's Goto's move. So Shingo's back into the corner. He backs him into the corner, hits a lariat on the kid again. He's using lariats right and left. No problem whatsoever. So superplex, sliding lariat for 2, and then Rihoi Iiwa's plan to take out the arm, as I mentioned, was not working. We get a decent never exchange, though, and Iiwa tries the sleeper again. His strikes are kind of meh. And here's what I mean. Okay, so like Tanahashi, when he hits somebody, it's like a pro wrestler hitting somebody. He's probably not making contact at all, right? But like when, I don't know, Great Khan hits somebody, it looks real, or like Suzuki, it looks real as fuck, and it's like, that looks like a fighter is hitting somebody, Rihoi Iiwa hits like a pro wrestler, and that's okay. I'm not mad at him. But
the problem is this is a never open title match.
That ain't never, so like it's just like he's very pro wrestling looking, and it's kind of like, what the fuck? So I thought that Shingo was going to bring that out of him, and that didn't happen, really. So Last of the Dragon out of nowhere for 2, a bridging German from the kid for 2. It's very good, sleeper. And let's see here. He finally gets it locked in this time. But then Shingo blocks the spinning lariat thing, but he can't block a second one. Rihoi Iiwa gets one of his other cool moves. He hits the Dr. Bomb for 2, which was cool. And then he does get another cool thing to kick out of here because, Shingo hits the ground cobra pin, which usually beats people, and he kicks out of that. Then drop kick from Rihoi Iiwa, but Shingo hits right back. Folding power bomb for 2 from Shingo. Pumping bomber, made in Japan. Shingo wins with no problem. That match was fine. It was nothing great, nothing bad. It just was a match, and I was a little disappointed by it.
Any never open match that ends with Shingo winning, I'm not going to shit on. But I like this match mostly because some of the potential, because there's some potential there, obviously with Rihoi Iiwa, and I get what you mean. Some of his strikes, I agree. Actually, I also feel like, all right, he has a finisher that he hasn't put on that much, and is easily avoided. I think it's a problem. Now, if he can turn that around, like me saying, like, fucking spear for Yota, are you serious? Now I'm just like, I want to see Gene Blast like every day, every fucking day. Gene Blast is like,
wake up in the
probably
morning,
the best spear going, right?
Blasting the jeans, Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it's pretty good. I mean, other than guys that don't wrestle in New Japan. So.
Yeah,
I think Goldberg's coming back.
I have zero interest in that. Absolute zero.
You don't want to watch him wrestle again? One more time? Come on.
I didn't want to watch him wrestle the last few times he came back either. I don't know, man. Like, I get nostalgic for lots of shit. Wrestling, I'm like, what's now? Let's go. Yeah. I don't know. What were we talking about?
We're talking about a
three-way. Yeah, right. No, I'm not quite ready yet. So I like he's capable of doing some never looking shit like that snap German, and then an angle slam. I will not call it a collegiate or an Olympic slam. Get fucked. It's an angle slam.
Yeah. Y'all get fucked.
Shingo's, yeah, fuck you. The snap made in Japan was just like insane. But he suplexes. He was suplexes. He's got that kind of Never style. And a fucking goddamn Dr. Bomb. Come on, man. So that potential is kind of there. But I think I don't think Ryohei Iwa has his eyes on the Never Open title. He's got his eyes on maybe other belts and stuff, because some of his strikes, you know, there was some striking in this match, but mostly by Shingo, and it wasn't much of a strike fest portions of this match. So I see there's potential there. There's some offense that he has I really like, and like I love what Shingo does in this match, is pretty much kick his ass and retain the Never Open title, because like I'm a little bit tired of zero defense reigns of the Never Open title. It's it's a bit annoying.
We do.
It's obviously they're keeping this on Shingo so he can have the fucking, like, they know Shingo Never title, Tokyo Dome. Come on.
I think Fujita is maybe trying to get a Never Open title shot or something too. There was some talk about that. You know, I mean,
well, there's a guy who will slap you.
Yeah, and I like to see Shingo fuck him up. I think that'd be a better match to begin with. But I mean, you know, I'm not mad about it. It just was like, after I watched that again, I was wondering, like, okay, well, like, there was a really cool juniors like match, you know, and there was some other fun stuff. But what is this thing? What made Luke so excited? You know, and maybe this next match is part of it. I don't know.
Well, you know, seeing my favorite wrestler retain my favorite belt is like, come on, man. Like, very happy with that.
I know.
My reaction to this match might have been, well, it would have been very different, because I would have been like, really? We're going in that direction with the Never title?
After that match?
That strikes like a bitch. Like, it would be fine in a, I guess, like a Tanahashi-esque wrestling match, but not so much an Never match. Just weird. I didn't get that vibe when Tana had the Never title either. Like, I don't know. Maybe some of it. I don't know.
We talked about it a lot on this podcast.
I can't remember, man.
Okay.
It's
maybe I don't think you want to.
No, that's true. Like, even Jay had that belt, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I don't know. All right, I'm stalling. I don't know why. There's a World Tag League thing, some Valley Battle stuff too. Let's get into it. It is the TV title match. And you're like, wait, how's a 3-way 15-minute match going to actually work anyway? Turns out it's actually going to work really fucking well. Instead of 2 people spending 15 minutes getting all their shit in, it's 3 people spending 15 minutes kind of getting their shit in. It is Jeff Cobb, the champion, versus Ren Narita versus Yota Tsuji. I think this match is awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those triple threat matches where, for a lot of it, all right, there are portions where it's just the 2 guys in the ring going at it. But for a lot of the match, there's 3 people in the ring. They're doing tandem offense to each other, on each other, one guy onto another, all this kind of shit. And the way they time these kind of spots and all that is incredibly fun. And especially with Yota Tsuji and Jeff Cobb, just fucking powerful looking, right? I'm not saying Ren's weak, but that's not what he's going for. That's not the vibe he's going for in this match. The vibe is Yota Tsuji and the mighty Matanza. I want to see how fucking, like, I'm the fucking best, fucking strongest dude. I've almost beat you. No, I'm that. I've got the best power. You know, that's the vibe they're going for each other. Ren don't give a shit like that. He's House of Torture, bro. He wants to, he just wants to get in there, sneaky and all that. How do they start this match? They beat up Ren Narita first, of course.
They take turns.
Of course, they even take turns beating him up.
So funny,
because they want to have a wrestling match with each other. Like, it's obvious these 2 just, like, they want to settle it. Who just in that. So Jeff Cobb was that guy for Zack Sabre Jr., right? When Zack Sabre Jr. had the TV title, I think Yota Tsuji's kind of that guy with Jeff Cobb right now. Why is it that 15-minute? This belt has great feuds, and it's not just a Zack Sabre Jr. thing. It's carried over through to here now too with Jeff Cobb, because I'm loving his reign. Oh, that's about to come to an end as the TV champ. So there's really fucking cool spots on here. One of them just makes me fucking laugh. It is awesome. You've got Ren Narita's down. Oh no, sorry, Yoda down. Cobb picks up Ren Narita, and it's also trolling Yoda, right? Because this is the way Yoda would pick up, say, Hiromu to slam him down on a wrestler. Well, Cobb, he has to do a little bit of that every match, right? Like, I'm going to copy one of your moves. I'm going to pull it off, too, because I'm a fucking beast, right? So he does. He picks up Ren Narita, suplexes him down onto, or slams him down onto Yoda. And the ref's there to counter it. 1, 2. Oh, shit. Jeff Cobb's like, oh, shit. And has to push him off. I'm like, fucking hilarious. And, oh, my God. And then we get, there's just like so many crazy, well, you can probably name a couple as well, where it's all three of them kind of timing these things perfectly. And it's never too much of one-on-one. There's always, it's very quickly, the third one will get mixed in, and there we go. It's just, for a company that doesn't do too many matches like these, I was really taken with like this, the timing and the way they absolutely worked this match, and in such a short time, and getting so much shit in. There's a tour on Yoda. I know it's coming. 1, 2, yank. Massive boost from Ren Narita. I'm like, there we go, bro. There we go. Fucking laughed my ass off. Yoda's kind of like on the apron or out, and fucking Ren Narita goes for the low blow. Oh, Jeff Cobb catches it and stuff, but nah, it's too much. Fucking Ren Narita's a big cheating douchebag and hits a double cross on Jeff Cobb. 1, 2, 3. Ren Narita is the new television champion, and I am into it. I like it. I like the match. I like the direction. I just, what do you think of this?
I thought it was awesome. This match is really good. It does the thing you talked about where I hate it when it's a three-way match and they just throw a guy to the outside because only two guys can wrestle. But this had a lot going for it and a lot of interesting things. Like, for example, you have two faces and a heel in this match, right? So that's usually the heel has the advantage, right? This is a rare situation where face has an advantage and they did it right. You know what I mean? And the heel wins. That's great. So that makes Ren Narita look awesome because he overcame both these guys to win, regardless of how he cheated. He won, right? So at one point, Jeff Cobb put both of these guys on his shoulders and did a double Jeff 5.
Dude.
That's amazing.
My fingers couldn't keep up with this match, man. Like, just because it's a 15-minute match anyway, so it's one of those kinds of titles where it's every match is get your shit in, right? Every single time. This is probably why I really like this TV title. Could it be my second favorite title right now in New Japan? Maybe. Oh, maybe after the junior title, I guess.
Well, yeah. So after when Ren pulled out Kenta Sato on that 2.99 count, I was really hoping that Tsuji would just do that right back to Ren.
Yeah,
here. That would have been cool, and then just go another minute, and they could.
That's the other thing about these matches; they all leave you wanting a little more.
Yeah, that's
even
true.
if there's a finish, you're like, man, I could have gone 20 minutes of that, even though it's a 15-minute time limit. If it's a draw, you're just like, man, they just needed like 30 more seconds, please. Yeah, that's the allure. That's for me of this title. I think it's really cool.
I mean, after the match, something really important happened. Oh man, what a crowd reaction! I don't know if you caught this, but the Young Bucks appeared on the Tron, and they're like, "Hey, we're coming to the Wrestle Dynasties," and the crowd is like, "Don't care, didn't care." I was surprised by the lack of any kind of reaction. That was crazy. So,
dude,
oh man, yeah,
yeah. I mean, I think they're talented wrestlers. They are.
I know you don't like them, but I just was surprised that no reaction. You know
what I mean? I was actually pretty surprised as well, especially since a lot of things get a lot of reactions, both positive and negative. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm not as excited. See, I'm excited for Wrestle Kingdom, and I'm excited for Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, there'll also be other stuff.
Yeah.
So, but well, you know what else is going on, Luke? Is that on November 15th, the movie Gladiator 2 is coming out. And for some reason, the official sponsor of King of Pro Wrestling 2024 is the movie Gladiator 2, even though it doesn't come out for a while. And they have officially sponsored not only New Japan Pro Wrestling, King of Pro Wrestling, but this specific match, which is Tanahashi's 25th anniversary match. It's the match that he wants to have. Okay, this is so weird. It's Tanahashi, Shota Umino, all right, and ELP versus Evil, Kanemaru, and Yujiro. The three guys that movie Gladiator picked. They won House of Torture. So Luke, tell me about the entrance. This was interesting.
All right. By the way, we have to wait an extra week down under for fucking Gladiator 2.
Sorry, brah.
So I know we plan on talking about it, so you're just gonna have to wait a little longer. I'm afraid.
Ready for Christmas.
Ooh. All right. I'm not gonna wait that long to watch the fucking movie. No, you won't. I haven't been to the movies for a while, but I'm going to see goddamn Roman flick. Anyway.
Hey.
So Shooter's music plays, and Shooter, Tanahashi, and El Phantasmo all come out in various Roman garb. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, are my worlds colliding? What is this? This is fucking awesome. I didn't really care what it was for. Because, like, I like Rome shit, and I love New Japan, and it's on my TV at the same time, like right now. So I'm kind of marking out, and then Chris and Walker were both talking about it, going, "Oh yes, don't forget it's Gladiator time coming in a month or something. Write it down in your diaries, everyone." Yeah. You did message me something funny, and you were absolutely right that they pimped a Godzilla movie a couple months after it had come out.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the Japanese release date. We don't know. Maybe they're getting Gladiator sooner than we are.
No, it said November 15th on the
really?
Shit,
all right.
On the TV. So that was weird.
You and I joked that maybe the Godzilla check took longer to clear, and Rome is pretty prompt with paying their bribes.
Wow.
And they're also willing to pay more if it gets them what they want anyway, as well. So,
what's his name? Just put out a successful Alien movie, right? Isn't that the guy? I don't know.
Yeah, Ridley Scott. I didn't watch it. I don't know. I think I'm a bit over with Alien movies, to be honest.
The most recent Alien movie is good. But, Luke, that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about this match. And so they come out in this, like, Roman gear, right? ELP's a gladiator. He's got the thing on his arm.
Oh, yeah.
And Tanahashi and Shota Umino are Roman soldiers, all right? So they come out, and Tanahashi's like, okay, everybody, be quiet. And they, like, shout. Like, they get everybody to be quiet. And then I'm like, okay, high energy, right? No. Go Ace plays, and they're like, they do a little like routine to Go Ace that is fucking lame. I was like, it's his 25th anniversary. He couldn't get high energy.
It's his 25th anniversary, and he's pimping out a movie and having a 6-man tag with House of Torture.
He's getting paid.
I'm like, you're the president of New Japan. You could have been like, hey, Tony, we want to borrow Okada for a show. Okay, cool. And even if Okada wins, who cares? Like, he could have done anything. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okada could have the no trade clause now. He could. But
like he could have been like, "Hey Noah, send us anyone."
He could have booked his own show like Yuji Nagata did and put some justice out there.
Right? Yuji Nagata pinned Go Shiozaki.
It's true. So. Anyway, okay, the match. So House of Torture, they attack. Oh no! And Tanahashi teaches ELP how to do the dragon screw leg whip, and that was kind of cool. And 2 boots up in the corner, but no! House of Torture shenanigans prevail, and it's heat on ELP. ELP does his face bump where he lands on his head, and I was like, oh, he did that for Kanemaru, and I was like, that's cool. So I said, I like that. That bump was cool. So Shota gets a hot tag, and he runs wild on House of Torture. Evil puts an end to that, though, and but then the Ace tags in and squishes Yujiro. House of Torture do House of Torture things, including Dick to Ace contact. Pimp Kane is out, but Shota tries an Eddie Guerrero spot with that. He and ELP hit planches, and the Ace is left alone with Pimpy. High fly flow, Tanahashi pins the Tokyo Pimp. And then Tanahashi gives a speech. And this is where I have my beef with the with Chris Charlton, because I turned over to
because you
English
want to
commentary
get the
because I want to hear
translation,
what
of
he was
course.
saying. But I don't think that's what he did. Like, because Tanahashi is like, he's being coy, and he's saying, January 4th, 2026.
I think he look. I get what you're saying. He's not saying it in the way or inflections that kind of Tanahashi is saying. He's just doing a straight up translation rather than putting any of the emotion into it. I'd say Charlton's not an actor. Have you heard his commercial? It's something in the coming towards us.
So, what I'm thinking is that's not what I got a beef with. I'm trying to get to it. So anyway, he says, he like Tanahashi's being coy. He's saying to the crowd, Wrestle Kingdom, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And then he's saying, he says, actually 2026, that's going to be the year that I do it all, or something like that. Like, he's saying these kinds of things, and he never says that he's retiring or anything like that. And then Chris Charlton just says, well, his last match is on, January 4th, 2026. It's like that. No,
because he knows, yeah.
Yeah, because he knows. So he spoiled something that Tanahashi was trying to be coy about. And it was like, fuck. And I switched right back to Japanese commentary, and he made me sorry again. So. All right. So that sucked. But the match was fun. I thought it was fun. I was really expecting something crazy to happen, though, because you had acted like all kinds of story shit was going to happen on this night, and I hadn't seen any story shit yet. And I'm like,
really?
We had a title change. That was it. So I was like, well, what's going to happen? And then, nothing happened here. I was expecting Shota Umino to like join House of Torture, or ELP to beat up Tanahashi, but none of that happened. So.
Well, we did get a title change. Like, I know it's not a story thing, but Caveman Ugg has gone like, oi, I'm here, and I'm pretty awesome. Pay attention to me.
You said specifically story things. You're like, stuff's happening. So, what did you think? What do you think of the Ace retiring, though? Like, I'm shocked to hear that he would ever retire. Like, to me, he's like one of these guys that they'll bring out of moths like every once in a while, like Iska or something like that,
I'm both surprised and not surprised. He's the president now. I mean, that's him already taking a back seat, and we've already noticed that he's taken a back seat with New Japan. His focus anyway, because he wasn't in the G1 this year, and he's on a run with the stank belts, and all this kind of stuff. So, he's definitely taking it more easy and scaling back his in-ring commitments and things like that. So, I don't know. It's not a surprise, but then again, to have it kind of crystallized is different. You know what I mean? Like, when you don't know when the end is, it feels like it could end at any time. In the future. But when you put a date on it, you got something you're tangibly getting closer to. So,
well, and his final opponent would be Evil. I mean, I like that. Here's something I never thought I would think of. Like, I never thought would happen, though, is that Tanahashi's last match won't be the main event. You know what I mean? Of whatever show it's on, probably. That's kind of weird,
Yeah.
I doubt it'll be this last match anyway. You can't trust these wrestlers. They never really retire, No,
of course not. Keiji, like, look at Keiji Muto, how many retirements? I was 5 different characters, and they've all got to retire.
Well, and then when Naito retired him, he still didn't retire. He had another.
No, he had to wrestle Chono straight away. So we got a title change. I don't know, maybe it's just moments. I'm not necessarily like big story things, but
they haven't
moments of stories. We got the next tag team heavyweight guys, Hanare and Great Khan want a shot. So that's cool. We've got like the Evil Red Narita. That's another title change. That's another direction for that title.
I was alluding to the fact that it hadn't happened yet. Because stuff is still going on.
But I kind of marked out for the Goofy Rome stuff. There's also like one show a week, so I'm even more appreciative when there's fucking wrestling on. God, you know what I mean?
It's either 5.
I'm not defending what I liked. It's just like there's one show on a week, and it progresses things, in ways that I find kind of satisfying. Like, I really like the moment where Tanahashi's like, "Hey, Wrestle Kingdom 2026, I'm retiring," stuff like that.
He didn't say that.
But then what do you do after a moment like that? You have Evil beat him up. Of course you do.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That is perfect heel shit. That's
funny.
what you do. And then Evil says, you don't get to decide when you're done. I decide.
Push-up bra.
That's
That
right,
was
motherfucker.
great.
All right.
Man.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, and also he hit ELP with the push-up bra. Ren Rita did. So that could be a good match.
Yeah.
Just
there you go. So I absolutely fucking love this match, and I have watched this twice. I know that doesn't sound like a major achievement because of the whole length of the. If you put the whole thing on from the start of the video package to when the whole thing's over, it's at like 11 minutes and 51 seconds. I love this match. I love what they're doing with one of my favorite fucking wrestlers, and I love that he's wrestling a title match against another one of my favorite. Man,
even Marty's
Doki
here.
One's a fucking dream.
Even
Chumpy's out, man.
This is the best thing ever.
Fucking hell. Junior title match. Doki versus Show. The video package, it fucking shows Show always getting the upper hand over Doki, chucking him in the garbage, hitting him in the nuts, just spanner hitting him, just making him look like a bitch, and then saying he's looked like a bitch, and then counter that with, hey, how good Doki is and all that kind of shit, because he's a fucking man. I don't know why I'm doing this one. It's like I have to flex while I'm talking about how good Doki is. Like, I don't know.
I love
that. It's only shit you notice when you start doing video podcasts, rather than just like you and I just talking to each other audibly. But it is Doki versus Show. Show robs us of a Doki entrance by doing a backstage Kanemaru Gambit. We don't even see it. He comes out for his entrance. He's already got Doki. He's beating him up. Fucking Chumpy's trying to stop it. So Show gets his Doki's jacket off and just goes, here, bitch, and just chucks it at Chumpy. He's beating up Doki, stripping him off. Then, he goes to get it. He yanks the title away. And he goes, hey, on the title, he's getting fucking boo. Boo. It's just, I'm loving this. He goes to grab a chair. Chumpy's like, nah. Oh, fine. I'll just grab this title then. Chumpy's like, don't stop stamping on it and stop disrespecting the title. Give me that. And Chumpy goes to take it away. And then Show grabs some young lions and just slams them, throws them into fucking Chumpy. And Chumpy goes fucking flying. Marty Asami's down, everyone. He's down. And just for good measure, he throws another young lion on top of Chumpy just to make sure he's double dead.
Bell hasn't even rung yet, and Marty's already dead. It's great.
Oh my god. Show. Well, he grabs the chair again. Bonk. Table, the chair thing pops off in New Japan fashion, and I'm like, man, this is fucking fun. Show then does a pile driver onto the fucking rampway, and you're just like, I'm not nervous. I
was wondering, where's Just Five Guys? That's what I was wondering. Like, man, but they're like, Doki can handle this on his own. Maybe they do something we didn't,
This is Show by himself, by the way. So that's probably why they don't come out and stuff. So they finally get in the ring, but the match hasn't started yet because Chumpy's down, and the camera angle, just everything about this just fucking works for me. The Show's taking the mask of Doki off, and the cameraman's just like, well, you don't respect the mask, I fucking do. It zooms in such a way that you can see what Show's doing to Doki, but there's a rope in the way, blocking Doki's face and the reveal.
Amazing.
So just in case, like Doki's hair wasn't covering his face or something like that, for the viewer at least, like you're like, oh fucking hell, what's going on? And then Doki just fucking snaps. You see his face. He's Kishin light it up.
He's Kishin Doki.
Kishin Doki has arrived.
Yes.
Dude, I haven't even started marking out yet. Like, holy mother! Like, no, sorry, I have started marking out. This whole thing is like, I'm enjoying this. I'm a little nervous because, my boy's the champ, and I'm not used to him being booked this amazingly. And then they go, you like how he's being booked, do you? And then Gato made me hold his beer as he just got his book out and going, I can fucking one up this shit. Like, Kishin Doki is out. He spits red mist into Sho's fucking face. His tongue's out. He's going fucking bananas. This is Doki. Hits fucking Sho with the wrench and picks him up. And just as he's about to start the suplex de la Luna, in comes a fucked up Chumpy going dun, 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 rings the bell. Suplex de la Luna. Chumpy goes to count. Another suplex de la Luna. Like deadlift. Again, 1, 2, 3. Doki is still the champion. He has retained his title. That match was 14 seconds. I know it was, you know what I mean, from bell to bell. Doki, we get another side of Doki, and it's obviously taken from Kishin Liger, but like it's, you know what, something it's rare that I do these days. I rarely go, you know what? I'm actually, rather than just look at my feed, I'm gonna type Doki in and just like, I did it this morning too, just to see what the reaction was to this, because I'm biased. I'm biased. I love Doki and I fucking love this. What's the reaction to this? And lots of people just going, oh my god, Doki in 40 seconds. It's Kishin Doki. Oh my god. So, the vibe I get is it's worked. It's worked for me. Come on, man. Doki has fucking arrived. You could tell me what you thought of this match and what happens next.
Well, this is like, you can't fuck with Doki anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you fuck with him too much, this is what happens. So you maybe just wrestle him. Maybe just try to wrestle him, because if you fuck with him too much, shit gonna get crazy, and that's what happened. And that's what a cool thing to have in your back pocket. You know what I mean? If you need to bust it out every once in a while. I'm talking 5 times in a career. That's it. It's all it has to be. You know, it's just the threat of that. And the fact that, you know, Kishin Doki's fucking invincible and he likes it when you try to hurt him. You know, it's great. And
it looks like he's dripping blood as well, like the misty stuff. So adds to it. The face paint, like it's Kishin like all over, but it just.
Well, after the match, he acts like a complete psychopath. Just with his, this is really funny too. He's just like, got his tongue out, going crazy. And Marty just calmly walks over to him and gives him the belt and then gives him his mask back and holds his arm up. And once the mask is back on, Doki's kind of, it's not like he doesn't know where he's at, but he's more like normal Doki now, right? So he puts the mask back on, kind of like Great Khan with the thing over his face, right? And all of a sudden, motherfucker, Suntory surprise, Kanemaru, out of nowhere, Suntory surprised at Doki, bunch of chair shots, and he holds the title up, and we're like, no, we just did this.
Yeah, so. That was my first reaction. I'm like, come on, man, I liked that match, but we just did it. Like, come on.
Dude, and this, the crowd is like, wait, no. And so this handsome man,
this absolute fucking stud comes
in
out.
In a suit, just fucking glides into the ring, flies, if you will, and gracefully, just beats the fucking shit out of Kanemaru. Recita Mente, it's Master Wato. He's back. He's in a suit. He's beating the shit out of House of Torture. And you know, when he's done, he challenges Doki for the title, and Doki says yes. Yes. This is what we were joking, booking this, like Fantasy Dream booking this like a month ago without the Kishin Doki part, but this exactly, and this is what we wanted, and I can't believe they're doing it. I'm so happy.
Dude, the stories, and I know I've said it, but the story is just so amazing. It's the story of Doki, like, I'm not even supposed to be here. I came because, you know, Jun Kasai beat the shit out of El Desperado's face. And I've been a jobber for ages. And like, but this was the story of, here's a dude that debuted during fucking COVID, Master Wato. So he didn't know for ages if anyone even liked what he did. You know, we were touch and go for quite a while too. But, you know, I feel like, but then what we were seeing and what the commentators were saying just became like two different things that we got behind it. But the story there was when Wato came back, well, someone for Suzuki-gun's going to fucking welcome him into the company, isn't he? Or Bullet Club or something like that. And it was Doki who was the first guy to go,
right.
welcome to New Japan, go fuck yourself. And so now that Doki's kind of like this face and this champion, and he's defeated the baddest bad guys, and he's slayed the unbeatable people that always kicked his ass, Robbie Eagles, Hiromu, Ishimori, Desperado, Show.
Yeah. Dominated Show.
Dude, this doesn't even hurt Show, man. Like, it was just like an amazing spectacle. Like, come on, man. It just added so much. And then, all right, well, you did wrong someone to get where you were, you know, when you were a piece of shit, like big time. And he's here, and he wants what you got. And
he saved you, you know, and he's reaching out an olive branch, you know, and you got to accept it. And Doki's like, sure. I love that Master Wato looked awesome. He looked cooler. He's never looked cool. Not one time, ever.
No.
He looked so fucking cool here. I was like, wow. That was shocking to me, is because I thought it was Yo at first, you know, and I was like, no, this man is tall and handsome and cool. And then I knew it was Master Wato right away.
Who is this cool man? Oh my god. See, part of him being a dork, though, was one of the things we liked about him, though, too, because of that whole thing with Desperado. I reckon Desperado must have watched this and been like, god damn, I want to hang out with this guy. Who is that? Wato? All right. Respect. Dude, I'm already in a good mood because, like, Shingo won the belt. Like, and I love the junior match. Like, the Rome stuff tickled me. There's already feud set up for other things, except for the Never Open title. So I'm disappointed about that little thing. But, like, it's not the perfect show, but there's things happening with wrestlers I like. And I don't know how to handle this. I'm used to, like, one of my guys doing well and the rest, like, in feuds. And I'm like, you know, and they'll lose or something. Like, I don't know how to process this much joy. I don't think, with the guy of, like, seeing so many of my boys just absolutely fucking crushing it and returning. And I'm just really happy. So it just, you know, the junior match made me happy because I love a clever finish, even if the finish doesn't go with the team I wanted it to go. I love a clever finish, and other things. It's just, I don't know, the positives for me outweigh any of the negatives on this show. And the positives are really fucking cool. And even though I like the next two matches, this whole Doki show and then Wato return is my favorite chunk of this night.
Yeah, obviously. You know what I mean? It's like other cool shit happens for sure. But I mean, I don't give a fuck about the title, the heavyweight title.
Ripped straight of both of our fantasy dream books, right?
Like, are you kidding me? And so, like, after I got done watching this match, I was like, okay, this is why, you know, you're saying this is you were saying so much stuff had happened, because just in that segment, like, 3 awesome things happened that were amazing. You know, Doki retained. He became Kishin Doki, and Master Wato came back and challenged for the title. It's like, what?
Dude, yeah, so in my defense, by the time you logged in to watch the show, I've just seen that.
Right, it's now. So, yes, so the next match is the global title match when I joined the show live, and you're freaking out because of what's just happened, but you can't tell me. So
no, I can't say fucking thing, and it's fucking killing me.
So, because this show started at 4 a.m. for me. Thank you, New Japan. 4 a.m. for an. If it makes you
feel
show.
any better, Royal Quest starts for me at 3:30.
Doesn't make me feel any better, because why would we watch that live?
Yeah.
Is Doki going to be on that show? No. So just saying, wouldn't even watch it. But anyway, this is the global title match. It's Finlay versus Goto. And the ringside support, I noticed, is evenly matched. You got Gato on one side, and then you got Yoshihashi on the other, evenly matched. So Goto's kids are ringside alone. All right, there's nobody there with them. It's just these 2 little kids sitting there. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? This
Goto uses the young lions as babysitters.
This match is tremendous, and there's a couple reasons for it. And one of them is because of the kids sitting ringside. We'll talk about it. So Because like Goto's like, oh, I'm gonna win this match for you kids, and goes in the ring, and he's waiting for Finley. He's intent. He's a good guy, and Finley comes out and immediately starts fucking with the kids, flipping them off, and he just beats the shit out of their dad, and it's awesome. So Finley's just beating up Goto and flipping off little kids. All right, it's making me laugh. The crowd
awesome.
Loves booing him too, man. They have a good time, and Marty gets chumped out right away, of course, But Goto hits a really great clothesline that sends Finley into the guardrails right in front of Goto's kids, who do not react at all. So they're good at some points. Like at the end of the match, they're awesome. In the middle of the match, no reaction to anything. It's like so. So Finley makes a pile of chairs right near them. All right, and then he's like, I'm going to get you, Goto. Takes an amazing back body drop right onto the chairs. Finley does. And then flops around on the ground right in front of Goto's kids. And Goto's kids react very mildly to this. Like, oh, that's it. So Goto beats up Finley on the outside. And Finley is bumping like a fucking maniac. Like going in the guardrail like a psychopath and shit. It's awesome. And then he hits a bunch of cool moves. They get a big strike fight in the ring. Finley remembers Goto's kids and makes sure they're watching him beat up their father, who is past his prime. So big Goto chants as he takes strike after strike. And Marty even asks him, give up from strikes. He's like, give up, Goto?
Yeah, I saw that. Right, he just knocked it to the ground, and Chumpy's like, I know you're not in a submission or anything, but do you want to get
Goto? So buckle bomb, but Goto explodes out of the corner for a huge lariat double down. Goto puts a sleeper on Finley. Hey, wait a second. The Sandman gimmick is real. And Finley does a hilarious self bump where Goto pulls him down. This is funny. So Goto just tries to pull him down while he's climbing up the ropes, and like Finley's like, oh, and flips himself out of the way and like does this ridiculous like Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan bump that was really funny. And then Goto gets a bunch of his crappy moves in, and this is really boring. But then Goto hits his old finisher, and it doesn't work. So he goes for the GTR. There's a Gato ref distraction with Yoshihashi somehow involved too. Like, how did Yoshihashi not hold back Gato? I'm telling you, evenly matched. So
yeah, that's right.
Finley gets the shillelagh from Gato and hits Goto behind Marty's back for a 2 count because Goto is so strong. You know, the power of his children possess him, and he kicks out a 2. Power bomb from Finley for 2, but it's reversal time. But in the end, Finley hits the knee, gets the win. Goto sucks. His daughter realizes her father is old. He's going to die someday. And she starts crying like Tanahashi, and Finley makes fun of her going, in her face. These kids should disown Goto
if he won the title.
So they should disown Goto and join Bullet Club.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I reckon they should, like, you know, especially since, you know, she was promised a pony if Goto won the title.
Remember,
she's not getting a fucking pony.
Yeah, they should come out like her. She should get the pony. Finley gives it to her, and the Finley has a leather jacket. So, just saying.
That's right.
With spikes on it.
By the way, it's something most people probably didn't see. It's not a very obvious thing, but it's something you notice. It's like when Goto gets buckle bombed and then lariats Finley on his way to fall down. It's like, oh, my shorts are slipping, and just gives a quick little yank as he's falling down. I'm like, all right, that's something you can do while you're on the ground or something. But no, it was inconveniencing me now. All right, so that
he likes to be comfortable. You know, I hear he's going to start wearing Zubas to the ring. I heard that.
He loves his fucking puffy shortaloons or something, whatever they are. They're not pants, and they're not shorts.
They're jorts.
Shortaloons. Yeah.
Puffy jorts.
Is David Finley making it his mission to have some of the most never as fuck matches on the nights that he's wrestling in? Because that's kind of what he's putting down from his bumps and his offense. He's bringing it. This is awesome. The mocking of the kids was absolutely fantastic as well. Fucking amazing. I love these finishing movies called the Overkill. Motorhead. Yeah, they're right there on my arm.
They are a band.
They are a band that I like. Yes.
Good.
So, you know. And sorry?
I was just gonna say, after the match, Finley, he says his next challenger is Yuya, but guess who shows up because Yuya's hurt?
It's fucking
Motherfucking Taichi. No kids, only YouTube in his challenge. No
dude.
kids, So dangerous suplex on Finley, by the way, in a giant "Let's Go Taichi" chant, and he's wearing a Tekker shirt. I noticed, by the way. Did you notice that?
Yeah. But dude, what are you doing to me, New Japan? We want a cool feud for Taichi. All right, let's put him in a match against David Finlay. I don't even I want Taichi to win, of course, but I don't care. I just want this feud.
Like, that match will be fantastic.
Just give me cool shit, Taichi. Like just let me see him do cool shit. I'm happy. Like we're both happy. I think like that. We're like that. So, that's just them doing something that I'd like to see again. And look, I know New Japan doesn't have to write for me. They really don't. And a lot of the times they don't. And I like it anyway. They seem to be doing that right now. And I love it.
Remember, Luke, when we were worried that Goto might win the New Japan Cup? Remember that? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So how many times are they going to pull the... I don't know. Like, look, there's obviously Japanese fans really into Goto, and they're really into this, like, the idea of him having a last run of something. It's never going to be the world heavyweight title, but like, and as you like to beat over our heads and the dead horse over and over again, Goto is not getting any younger. So they keep teasing the idea of him getting a singles accolade or a singles title, and then they're just like, yoink!
That's always been his thing, though. That's why him and Yoshihashi are perfect for each other, because they're both they both just lost to Finley's.
So man, I'm excited for Finley versus Taichi. I think that's a never open matchup. That's a never match right there. Like, just for a different title. So hook that shit up to my fucking veins. Let's do the main event. I know I've put a lot of this show over, and I like a lot of this match, but I did notice there was something that you and I were doing while a lot of this match was on, and it was making a lot of gags. Maybe you were tired or something, or not as into it, not that into it, or maybe I was just fucking exhausted and just in overload from so much cool shit. Who knows? But we did make each other laugh, though. I was having a good old cackle with some of our comments. But it is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tetsuya Naito.
We always do. But I mean, the first half of a Naito main event match is kind of boring sometimes. It's just the way it is. So, and we'll talk about it when we get over how this match was not emotional for me for some reason.
Look, I know I can say this safely with the idea of hindsight, but almost undefeated in the G1, Zack Sabre Jr. Such and such amount of wins in the whole year. Beating Bryan Danielson. It's like he's on a run. He's on a fucking tear, and he's wrestling one of my favorite opponents for him to wrestle in England. And I don't know about you, but as much as I love the finish and it's an emotional moment for me, still, I think I was looking past Naito already with Zack Sabre Jr. as the champion, and because that'd be cool for the Royal Quest show to make that a title match. Boom.
Yeah, it didn't seem surprising. The finish was not surprising to me. It was like, oh, okay, good. It was more like that.
There's also the added thing, like you and I, we like Naito. I think part of us will always like Naito. It's Naito. But we've been down on some of his matches and stuff this year, so I feel like we were already looking forward to him not having that belt to just go to a new direction. And the only really clear direction we seem to have for this title right now is on the guy we need to get it on right now in this match, and we're going to do that. That's what this match is. So yeah, I absolutely see that.
Haven't a lot of Naito's matches felt like that this year? Both of his matches versus Moxley felt like, okay, let's do this. What are we doing? You know what I mean? Especially the second one. It's kind of like, let's get this over with, kind of thing. I don't like that, but it's just how I feel. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I liked the first match they had, Mox and Naito. It was fine. I liked it. The second match, I'm like, man, I don't see many Moxley stinkers, Many. Even it doesn't matter what you feel about the guy. I feel like he's usually a reliable hand. You're going to see a pretty solid to good match, right? Or maybe even a great one. He had a great one at the pay-per-view against Bryan Danielson. Absolutely fucking phenomenal. So, yeah, there is a bit of that in this match. That cloud is just like, all right, let's go. Because what next for Naito after this? Oh, he's going to wrestle his teammates. All right. I mean, there's only one of them I really want to see him wrestle. And they're going to tease us. They're going to tease us with that match for the rest of Naito's career, I think, the Hiromu match. Right? And then Shingo wants a piece of him too. And he said apparently the story is if he retained his Never title, he'd be like, hey, I will retain this. Kind of like a Great Khan thing. Now I want the fucking, I want a shot at this now. Sort of thing. So, I don't know. His trajectory post this match, I feel like we'd already seen a bit of him versus LIJ this year. I've already seen Shingo beat Naito this year. Maybe that's another reason he wanted a shot. I've already seen him versus Yota Tsuji as well. Is he going to wrestle everyone in his faction? I don't know if I need all of that in 1 year. But I'm more excited for what are we doing with Zack Sabre Jr.? You got all this stuff you can do. So first half of this match is very Naito-esque, but but what kind of keeps me kind of invested, I guess, is just Zack Sabre Jr.'s charisma for it, because he's got his own little flourishes and stuff, and I feel like even though they know each other. This builds on a lot of previous wrestling matches that they've had. You've got Naito doing the neck cranks and shit in this and trying some of that kind of stuff, and you've got Zack Sabre Jr. trying to do all this sorts of other shit too. So they're trying to make this a fresh, different match that builds off all the stuff they've done previously. And I like it. I like a lot of it. I feel like, for me, the moment where you could probably reflect in our chat, but the moment for me where I stopped having a bit of a joke with Mr. Andy and just be like, oh, fuck. All right. Is when Zack Sabre Jr. hits the God style pile driver. And have we seen him hit that before?
I don't think so. And it was the counter Destino too.
Yeah.
So,
And it's the perfect move for Zack Sabre Jr. He didn't just incorporate Minoru Suzuki's submissions and catch style kind of wrestling, how to stretch people and all that. That's only half of what Suzuki does. The other half is like him knowing how to fucking beat the shit out of people and strikes and things like that. Because that's another reason I think Zack could be a Never guy, even though, fuck that. I think he's fine where he is, right? And that's because his strikes look like they hurt. European uppercuts, chops, and stuff like that. If it doesn't look like it doesn't hurt, I don't think Zack Sabre Jr. does it,
Yeah.
So from the gotch, it gets fucking awesome. There's awesome different, and even Naito's pulling out these fucking Destino or other power move counters that are a little different to what we've seen before from how he does them. It's fucking great. I'm on the edge of my seat. I still think Zack's winning, but that's what good top guy shit does. All right, I'm invested. It could go either way, right? We get it, and like Naito, it takes him a few Destinos. I like for Zack Sabre Jr. that if he's going to pin someone, maybe because he's more a submission guy, maybe it takes a few different Zack drivers for him to win. And I kind of like that.
He's also facing Naito in the main event.
And it's Naito in the main event of the King of Pro Wrestling, right? And he's going to win the title. So it's a bit of a statement too, right? I managed to put my finisher on 3 times unanswered against the champion, It's fucking cool. And the last Zack driver he does, he kind of crosses the legs in a way, just to put a bit of extra stank on it, maybe to put his own spin on the Zack driver. See, they're not just I've taken what I learned from Taka. Now I've got my own little kind of spin on it and stuff like that too. I thought Zack Sabre Jr. wrestled like he was already the champion this whole match. And I feel like he's wrestled like he is the top guy in New Japan for most of the year. So I don't know, like, all right, I do love a lot of things about this show, and I think maybe some of it isn't always the match themselves, but there's nuggets that I love, and then there's just really good moments because I don't know, it's kind of my wheelhouse, my shit. So I don't know. What did you think of the main event?
I liked it a lot, especially the second half after the God style pile driver, like you said, and that Naito hit a fucking insane counter from like I think it was his first Destino. I think he hit countering the Zack driver, and it was super. It was
fucking
man.
Incredible.
He had a couple goofs, that were fine, but whatever. I just like that Zack got the win. I don't know why, but I just. Like, I feel like Kenny Omega used to do something really similar to that like Zack driver with the leg moved like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm thinking of the tarot card too. There's a tarot card with a guy in that position as well. Like if you remember the ninth gate and this guy gets fucking killed and he's in the thing. Anyway, it's like that. So, which, noted spiritualist, Zack Sabre Jr. It makes a lot of sense he'd be using that move. But anyway,
pretty sure he's an atheist, isn't he?
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. So
yeah.
But I'm just glad it happened. Like, to me, I was like, oh, good. Like, to me, it's like, I don't know, I almost felt like this is what should happen, and I'm watching this and going, oh, okay, that's what happened. It's like you're watching two awesome football teams and, one of them is like the team that should win because they're the better team and they're the, the team that's the youngest and the strongest and all that stuff. And then they win. And it's like, yeah. So like, I worked myself into a shoot, brother, I guess, but I really enjoyed the match. It was fun to watch it live with you. That was cool.
Yeah. Sometimes wrestling is predictable, but in that good way of like, that's what you should do. That's the next step. Yeah. Yeah.
So now when we say, with Doki, we got to spit blood at the same time. So, Zack Sabre Jr. is finally the champion. And, when he came out with TMDK, they just looked like a bunch of guys that were out there in the main event that knew someone was winning the title that was with them. And they were all kind of like, hey, have a great match out there. It just felt that way. So that was fun.
Well, Zack Sabre even felt that, right? Like, all right, let's put the belt on Zack already. Let's go.
So he gives respect to Naito, and Sonata comes out to pimp their match. And then Shota Umino comes out, and he gets booed. Yeah, which led me to believe that something had happened earlier in the show that I didn't know about. So when he came out and wrestled,
I was
surprised.
Like, I was just as surprised as you were. Yeah,
he got booed, and then Shingo comes out, and this is what happened on the last show, right? So all of Zack Sabre Jr.'s great opponents, except for one who was on commentary, Yano, poor guy, didn't get included. And eventually they all walk off finally and let Zack celebrate what was accomplished there. I don't know what happened there.
Well, he does say, all right, because he does also speak Japanese, I guess. So that didn't help you with his promo, did it?
No.
And you probably weren't going to switch back to Chris.
No, I would have learned what was going to happen on the next 3 shows.
But he did say like, hey, I've got Sonata already, man. I'm doing that next week or whatever. All right, Shooter, maybe. All right, you next. Fine, whatever. And then he kind of brushes off Shingo a little bit, just a little bit. Just brushes him off. Yeah. And Shingo's like, really like, what? Kind of nonplussed. But my reading of why they were there is just to show, all right, here's our new champion. Here's some of his enemies. Here's the potential storylines we can fucking cook for him in the future. And by the way, they're all awesome. You've seen Sonata before. Fucking Zack Sabre Jr., in my opinion, made Shooter Umino. I mean, Shooter helped. Like, he was a big part of the reason why it worked too, because he's great. Yeah. But I would say Zack helped like really cement him in New Japan as being someone who's a threat to like top guys and the future and all that kind of stuff. And then like Zack Sabre Jr. and Shingo, that's my shit. That's like so you're seeing the potential of like, hey, here are some of his enemies here. And let's not forget some of the ones that are busy because they've got like other titles and stuff. You think Taichi's, and even the potential feud of like, hey, Zack, I love you, man, but I want your gold, says Taichi. You've got that. You've got, all right, Jeff Cobb, I think, might still be in that TV title picture, or at least in the Yota Tsuji realm, and I'm fine with that. I want to see them have another match. But hey, he hadn't had the top belt before, and he's beat Zack Sabre Jr. before. That could be a feud. They're pretty much just going like, hey, here's Zack Sabre Jr., our new champion. Here's some of his rogues gallery upcoming soon in Batman. Boom. Like right there. I'm like, oh, Batman's going to be pretty good for the next few months. All right, fucking sweet. Let's go. So, they're just his our direction. Like, yeah, sure, we changed all our formats up this year. Like, Zack won early, not at Wrestle Kingdom, but now we've changed the road to Wrestle Kingdom this year. But
so who will he face?
But
at
we got a
Wrestle
plan.
Kingdom? That's the question. Will it be Naito again?
Yeah, I don't know. Will it be champion as well? So like, there's heaps of things you could do. Yeah,
I think he will be, but
he had the TV title for a year. You're not going to put this belt on him for like 2 months.
It could be a big time AEW person too, so we'll see. Just
I
don't know. But so that was King of Pro Wrestling. That was a fun show. You liked it more than I did, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
No.
I hate it. Don't tell people that.
But I'm also acknowledging it. It's not the perfect show either. It was just lots of stuff that I like happened, and lots of stuff and things I wanted to have happened. Like Wato Doki, man. Like,
yeah, come on. Master Wato is back. I'm so excited. That's awesome. All right, man. Well, we like to wrap our shows up with a diary of the wrestler variety.
So speaking of the fucking handsomest stud in wrestling, Master Wato, I have Road to the Diary. It's episode 84. Road to the Diary Master 84. So,
he can write whatever he wants, however he wants to do it. That's up to him.
That's right. Oh man, when you're that handsome, it doesn't matter. It's like John Hamm in Dirty Rock, right? He was so handsome, like he made it to being a doctor and all that kind of stuff, and so even though he's really stupid.
It's like Mad Men. Same thing happens.
Well, there you go. It's a John Hamm staple. He'd be a good Bruce Wayne. Anyway, Jay writes, looks like a short one, and Luke, most of the time I don't read these before I send them. So I know she reads some of them, but maybe she doesn't read them sometimes because maybe
that would be spoiling it for her. Yeah,
that's right.
So
she knows which ones to send, but that's cool. We've got Wato here. It's June 12th, 2024. So he's still injured. I'm your Wato who has resumed weight training. The other day, I went to see a magic show at Ryogoku Mountain Hall with a friend of mine and Yo.
Oh my God. So wait. With a friend of his, but also Yo was there. That was awesome. You get him, Watto. I love it.
All right. He's not just handsome. He's funny. That's a fucking and he's a great wrestler. That's a triple threat right there.
Yeah, I mean he did make that sweet sick burn about the shelves too.
Looks like your plans have been shelved. Oh, with a friend of mine and Yo. It was a solo show by the magician Takamatsu Uchida, and the seats were packed. I wonder if it was narrow or wide. This time it was a magic show using playing cards, and even though we saw it up close, we couldn't figure out his tricks at all. Lol. And there's a photo of Master Wato with giving the thumbs up. He's either standing there with his friend who's wearing a bow tie, or that's the magic dude. And then Yo's there as well, wearing a shirt that says Spam Okinawa. And anyway, look at Master Wato there. His hair will be even cooler when he comes back. Oh, the blue's gone, man.
Yeah,
I'm sure there'll be some form of it somewhere, but
man, he's gonna have new gear. He's gonna be cool,
dude. He must have, in my head canon, while he was away, he wasn't just weight training and getting healthy and stuff. He was also going, "Hey, Despy, we're friends.
Let's figure this out.
I want to be cool."
Yeah. They were shopping together, and we got the "I'm so sexy" thing where they dressing up, and
and Despy's like, "No blue,
no blue." That's right.
That's
any
right.
color but blue.
Oh my God! And Yo was there. On the 2nd, it was a signing session at a rented space near the Tokon shop for the first time in a long time. It was the worst weather on that day, and the weather forecast had given a heavy rain warning. I really have the worst luck with weather. Thank you very much for coming to the event despite all the rain. I had a lot of fun talking to people who were worried about our injuries and where to buy Saburo dolls from Takurazuka. I visited the Hanshin Tigers shop in Hibiya. See, he does everyday shit too, but I don't know. Like, I'm engaged.
He sounds like he's having fun, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's like Yo's like, oh no, I had to walk to the fridge to get some milk. Like,
fridges are something you open. There's cold stuff in it. It works by principles of refrigeration and shit. You like, you open it and the light comes on. When you close it, the light is off. I know how fucking fridges work, yo.
My fridge stopped working the other day. I had to buy a new one. I got money from the government.
I thought the fridge looked to be about the same size as the fridge I had, and got Yo to lift it and put it into place. It looks like your fridge plans have been shelved too, bitch.
Yeah.
All right. I visited the Hanshin Tiger shop in Hibiya. This time, I noticed that there are a lot of collaborative goods between Hanshin Tigers and New Japan Pro Wrestling, so Hanshin fans should come and cheer us on.
I agree.
That's right. In the meantime, I've been looking for something I can do during my recovery and decided to get a car license, which I haven't had the need to get before. So I went to a driving school and applied for one. I don't know how long it will take me to get it, but I will do my best. See ya.
Hell on wheels. Master Wado, look out. Look out, Tokyo. He's going to be driving around in that car, fucking running people over and shit. It's going to be awesome. He'll let Kanemaru sit in the back seat and throw Molotov cocktails out the back.
Dude, I want him to drop, like if he's going out with one of his mates and Yo, after the whole thing, he drops Yo off first. And because it's an event with Wato, the fucking weather is terrible. So when he does a 360 or just pulls out from the curb, fucking mud and water just splatters all over Yo.
His white gear.
And Wato pretends he doesn't notice, but he did it on purpose. And Wato's friend just turns around and is like,
they high five each other and laugh. That's what happens. They know that happened.
That's right. Great. And they, and they got the keep rolling as they drive away. I don't know why that song, but it's like just felt like it fit. So yeah, it was a pretty short one. Had some wrestling stuff involved in it. A great zinger at Yo's expense.
Yeah, man. Well, this episode wasn't short. We gave you a little extra podcast tonight because we want to talk about King of Pro Wrestling and plus Kishin Doki.
Makes me feel good to know that, all right, an episode might be a little bit long if Luke's angry and wants to have a rant, but the flip side is also true. My guys have golds. Shingo, never champion. Doki, junior champion. Zack Sabre, junior heavyweight champion. I'm like,
Hanare going for Stank Belt Championship, sort of?
No, I think it's oh, yeah. It's like,
they're a little stanky. Tag belts are a little stanky.
I don't care. Put more gold. Give him some more accolades. I don't know. Put him in a team with Greater Khan. Sure. I mean, let's. Can't have everyone going for the same things all the time. You got to mix it up a little bit and have that other wrestler go off and do other shit and come back. So yeah, I mean, I might, Well, I had a great time. Obviously, because I fucking talked your ears off. If you moved your headphones, I think your ears are fucking completely talked the fuck off.
I have wrestler ears now.
That's right, cauliflower and shit. Oh my god! I hope everyone else enjoyed listening to us talk about this as well. I was Mr. Gushfest, and Andy was probably the balance. Here's how the show really was. All right. So where's my thing? Here we go. And you know what? I'm in Gato, who is stronger than Yoshihashi. And probably even size of the penis, or maybe not. But whoever. I trust him more than Yoshihashi anyway.